Hi everyone and welcome to the Dibbly-Dobbly Podcast. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe and click the bell to make sure you get the latest episodes of the podcast. Be sure to like and share our Facebook page as well. On today's episode of the podcast, we review the first T20 International between New Zealand and Australia and preview the second T20 International at the University Oval. Let's recap the scores from the first T20 International between New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand batted first and made 5 for 184 in their 20 overs. Conway top scored with 99 not out of 59 balls. Jai Richardson and Daniel Sams both taking 2 wickets each for Australia. Australia, in reply, all out for 131 in 17.3 overs. Mitchell Marsh was the top scorer with 45 off 33 balls. And Ish Sodhi was the pick of the New Zealand bowlers, taking 4 for 28 from his 4 overs. New Zealand won by 53 runs and take a 1-0 series lead, and Devon Conway was named man of the match for his 99 not out. What were some of the key factors that decided this match? Well, New Zealand's batting towards the end of their innings was crucial for them because they punished the loose Australian death bowling. Devon Conway's innings of 99 not out was important for New Zealand. Wickets were falling around him, and he was the set batsman. And formed partnerships with Glenn Phillips, 74 for the 4th wicket, James Neesham, 47 for the 5th wicket, and Mitchell Santner, 44 unbeaten for the 6th wicket, which helped New Zealand reach their score of 184 and put them into a great position. New Zealand taking those early wickets to have Australia 4 for 19 inside 4.2 overs pretty much sealed the match for New Zealand. Let's have a look at the team's performances during this first T20 International. Let's start with New Zealand and their batsmen. Guptill 0, Seifert 1, Williamson 12, Conway 99 not out, Phillips 30, Neesham 26, Santner 7 not out. Let's have a look at their bowlers. Santner 1 wicket he took in the match. Jamieson took 1 wicket, Southey took 2, Sodhi took 4, and Bolt took 2 wickets in the match. No wickets for Neesham. That's how the New Zealand batsmen and bowlers performed in this first T20 International. Let's have a look at Australia's performance in this first T20 International. Let's start with their batsmen. Wade 12, Finch 1, Philippi 2, Mitchell Marsh 45, Maxwell 1, Stoinis 8, Agar 23. Let's have a look at their bowlers. Stoinis took 1 wicket for the match, no wickets for Maxwell, no wickets for Agar, 2 wickets for Sams, 2 wickets for Jai Richardson, no wickets for Kane Richardson, and no wickets for Adam Zampa. That's how the Australian batsmen and bowlers performed in this first T20 International. New Zealand will be quite happy in their performance in this first T20. But they will be looking to improve in some certain areas of their T20 game as a team. The loss of early wickets in the power play and being 3 down for 19 inside 4 overs to get to 184 was a brilliant effort. Devon Conway was outstanding with his 99 not out, and he was the key to New Zealand reaching that 184 score. He was set and the in-batsman, and with wickets falling around him, kept New Zealand in the game. He formed partnerships with Glenn Phillips, 74 for the 4th wicket, James Neesham, 47 for the 5th wicket, and Mitchell Santner, 44 unbeaten for the 6th wicket, which helped New Zealand. The bowling for New Zealand was very good. Southey and Bolt swinging the ball around early got the Australian batsmen in trouble, and that brought about wickets. Ish Sodhi was good, taking 4 wickets, and the rest of the bowlers did their job to get New Zealand the win. New Zealand's fielding was good, taking some good catches. Overall, a good performance from New Zealand, but they will be looking to tighten up a few things heading into the second T20. The areas they could improve in is not losing early wickets in the power play and at times getting their plans right with the ball and making sure they execute their skills with ball in hand. For New Zealand, the key now is not to get complacent ahead of the second T20 International because they'll know Australia will bounce back. For them, it's just about backing up their performance from the first game into the second game and get rewarded with a 2-0 series lead. There's a lot of work to do for Australia heading into this second T20 International. In this match, they were poor in all 3 areas: batting, bowling and fielding. Australia started well with the ball, taking 3 for 19 inside the power play. but their death bowling was poor, leaking runs and not executing their plans, which led them chasing 184, where it could have been a lot less after taking those early wickets up front. New Zealand jumped on that poor death bowling and got back into the game because of it to get 184. Australia were in control of the game up until the last few overs, and the momentum shifted to New Zealand, where it stayed for the rest of the match. Australia didn't really turn up, weren't up to the challenge, and therefore lost the game. The batting was poor. Australia kept losing wickets at regular intervals, and when that happens, you lose momentum. And when you're chasing a total of 184, then you're not going to win a lot of games. Australia were 4 for 19 inside 4.2 overs, and by then the game was already lost, and there was no way back for Australia. Batsmen's shot selection wasn't great at times. The lack of partnerships and game awareness wasn't great either. Aaron Finch's BBL form has crept into his international game. He can't buy a run, and he needs to lead from the front and set the standard with the bat for this Australian team. The fielding from Australia wasn't up to the standard we expect from Australia, some sloppy fielding, and that needs to improve going forward. Overall, Australia had a bad day at the office and didn't play their best, and that happens in T20 cricket. You have good and bad days. Even though Australia don't have the players like Smith, Warner, Cummins, Stark, etc., they can't make that an excuse for losing this match. They just need to review this match, look at the areas to improve on, and hopefully do better in the second match and level the series at 1-1. Let's have a look at both teams' 11s heading into the second T20 International. Let's have a look at New Zealand's potential 11. I don't think New Zealand need to change their 11 at all. I think they will keep the same 11 heading into the second T20 because you don't want to change too much, otherwise you will disrupt that cohesion within the team. And in cricket, you don't change a winning team. So the likely 11 could be Guptill, Seifert, Williamson, Conway, Phillips, Neesham, Satner, Jamieson, Southey, Sodhi, and Bolt. Let's have a look at Australia's potential 11 for the second T20. I think Australia will make some changes to their 11 following this crushing defeat in the first T20. Following this first T20 match, I'll be taking Daniel Sams and Kane Richardson out of the 11. They didn't really have great games with the ball. The players to come in could be Ashton Turner and either Jason Behrendorff or Andrew Tye. Also, I think Australia may change their openers around. Aaron Finch may bat at number 3 because of his inconsistent form and put Josh Philippe up to open with Matthew Wade. That will allow Finch to come in with a score already on the board, and hopefully that will get him back into some form. So the likely 11 could be Philippe, Wade, Finch, Mitchell Marsh, Maxwell, Turner, Stoinis, Ashton Agar, Jai Richardson, Behrendorff or Tye, and Adam Zampa. Heading into this second T20, New Zealand have the momentum following their convincing win in the first T20, but they will know Australia will bounce back and put in a better performance in the second T20. Both teams will be looking to improve from the first game. New Zealand will be favourites, but you know in T20 cricket, it's whoever is better on the day that will win. So it could go either way, but let's have a great game of T20 cricket, and may the best team win. Well, that's the end of the innings to close the play for this episode of the podcast. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get the latest episodes of the podcast, and like and share our Facebook page. Until next time, keep safe, and bye for now.